I always dreamed of owning a home in some quiet neighborhood with a village kind of setting away from the noises of the city. So a few years ago, that dream was realized when I bought some property in the suburbs of the city. Then a year later, when I went back to check on my property, I found a lot of developments had been done, and the once peaceful place I had bought was now turning to be part of the city. And then that's when I made the decision to sell that property and buy my current property, which is 1 acre piece in a very quiet village. When buying this property, the agent constantly used the term Siany. Siany is a Luo name for a swamp, but at the time I didn't know the meaning, so for me, Siany was some flat land or something like that. The reason I always advise people to buy land during the rain season so that you can know the kind of land you're buying. So I ended up with a swamp. But they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So I'm trying to make lemonade out of my lemons. And I plan to have a very beautiful home with lawns and anything else a normal land will have. So after buying the land, I fenced it. And I think that was the end of my savings. I didn't have money to start building. So I started planting trees. I planted lots of trees along the fences and all over the compound. As I waited for the moment I would get money to build, I found a lot of challenges with the trees. Most of them died because of too much water, but I nurtured whatever was left, and in no time I had trees. Unfortunately, I lost most of my trees during the fire that raced down almost everything. Just a few grew back. But I'm not a quitter, so I did not give up. I just planted more trees. And you can see my palms doing beautifully here. It took about 2 years before I could find money to start building, but the moment I found some money, I immediately began building my dream home. So I designed my house and then I gave it to an architect to do the necessary, and I just started off. It's at that point that I realized how costly it is to build on a swamp. That foundation cost an arm and a leg. Other than planting trees and flowers, I also started my journey to self-sufficiency. I planted all kinds of stuff I was advised to do well on swampy land, like taro roots. I did have sugarcane. I planted bananas, 100 trees of bananas. Most of them died, but I still have banana plants in my farm. And I harvest them all the time and take them home as I wait to move in here. Then I'll just be enjoying them right here in my house. First, taro roots did so well, so I have been doing it over and over. There's a time I stopped, but for now I keep planting taro roots. We really love them and they're quite expensive here because there are very few lands like this where you can grow taro roots. I recently invested in solar power lighting for the compound. Placed them at strategic points. I don't want people roaming my property, and just to feel safe and secure all the materials I have in here. As many have advised, I plan to put up CCTV cameras, and that should give me some peace with all the intruders, though the place is quite safe, I can say. I've not heard of any incidents, but of course there are those few cases of people roaming your property. Not all parts of the property is swampy. There are some raised parts, like this section that has the bananas. You'll realize the bananas on this side are quite healthy, On this other side, they all died. I think that's where the water collects and they don't need that much water. So I make use of the raised areas to plant things that cannot stand the soggy lands. I honestly don't want to be limited by anything, and I will be trying all vegetables and all the crops I want to grow until something happens. Maybe for some time or for some places I love to add soil collected from other areas, but eventually I'm going to have a garden here. At this section of the property, I planted lots of blue gum trees. They are good for absorbing excess water on the land. And I think every home needs some woodlot. So this is my woodlot. It's quite a cool place to rest. It's shocking how fast the trees have grown. It's just about 2 years and they are so tall. I'm quite impressed and I want to add more, about 100 more, so that I have that thick woodlot. So there's this wide field at the back of my property and it looks like someone just diverted the flow of the water into my property. If you check, you'll see it drains right into my property. So I made trenches around the fences. The water is quite useful now that we are still building, but when I'm done building, I'm going to also block it off. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I don't want it draining into my property. So for now, it's helping us with all the work we are doing in the house. I have also started an orchard. I have so many fruits here. I think I have about 6 varieties of avocado trees. I recently planted passion fruits. I planted about 4. I'm missing one, I think. Maybe it withered off, but 3 are still holding. I've got berries. I planted oranges. There's loquats. I've got guava. I've got lots of pawpaw trees. And hopefully when I move in here, I'm just going to have lots of fruits. And that's part of my journey to being self-sufficient here. I think it's the beauty of country life, being self-sufficient. And this fruit here is the one I have a problem pronouncing. I think someone told me to just drop E and say Pom Granate. So that's another very healthy fruit. I tried digging a well when we were building and it didn't go that deep and it was just full of water. There is lots of water here. So eventually I'll have it covered because I don't think I'll need it. I'm going to be harvesting rainwater. But with all the plastering work and all the works that we are still doing in this house, we still need all those water that is collecting in different parts of the compound. So we can never say we have more than enough fruits because fruits come in seasons. Like the guava season is not the orange season and the orange season is not the loquat season. So every season you will be expecting something different. So currently we are working on the roofing and things are moving quite slow. We've been waiting for a delivery of the timber. I have the timber being prepared at my parents' home. My mom donated trees for the timber, so the work is still in progress and that's what we are waiting for. Then we do the roof. This is the one we took off the other day, the one that was at the staircase. And now the building of the extensions just above the lintel is complete. Hopefully tomorrow we get the timber ready, then we start the timber work before we lay the roof. Did you hear those birds? So soon I'll be here in my balcony listening to that beautiful music. I can't wait. So once the roof is done, we are going full blast into the plastering work. So there's this one room we did. I was planning to move in, but then I realized I didn't have a toilet. A lot had to be done before I move in. So that one room is done. And once the roof is fixed, we are having the rest of the rooms done. Unfortunately, there are still walls we have to bring down. Some things didn't happen right. My kitchen is very small and we have to extend it. So there's still a lot of work to be done. In the meantime, I'm here just wondering how slow things can move. Not because we want them to be slow, but because we are forced by circumstances. There are things you can't hurry. So I'm just giving it time. Though deep in my heart, I really want them to go fast. I can't wait to move into my house. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be coming to you with the roofing video, I hope. See you for now. Bye-bye.